This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning friends. So in today lab what we will discuss is what is this color? Yeah. So in today lab what we are going to discuss is lab 4, right? In lab 4 we will discuss how to copy data from storage 1 to storage 2. So now the requirement is we have an input folder that I need to copy into output. Input 1 folder I want to copy that into output 1. Input 2 I have that I want to copy into output 2. Input 3 I have that I want to copy into output 3, and so on. So in real time you may have 100 folders in the storage 1 and 100 folders in the storage 2. You need to create a mapping. So input file I want to copy into output, input 1 I want to copy into output 1, input 2 I want to copy into output 2, input 3 I want to copy into output 3. How we can able to do all these things using a single copy activity? Using a single copy activity, how we can able to do all these things we are going to discuss. Clear? What is the lab we are going to do? All of you clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I would like to know the prerequisite now. Prerequisite means the required resources. Prerequisites. Okay, prerequisites. So what are the prerequisites we need? How many storage accounts I need?
2.
So storage accounts are 2. Storage accounts are 2 storage accounts. Okay. How many data factories we need?
One data factory.
So we need 1 data factory. Okay. Now if you come here, so what I am going to do is step 1 is, so I'll just go into portal.h.com. I hope everybody know why I am logging into the portal.h.com. Okay. So go here where you need to go to the storage, this one. So this is a storage 1 I'll create. Okay. Then I'll create a storage 2. Okay. I created storage 1 and storage 2. Then I'm going to create what? Azure data factory. I'm going to create what? Azure data factory. So today what happens is there is a multiple containers like input 1, input 2, input 3. Okay. What about output? You have a output, I have output 1, I have a output 2, I have a output 3. Okay. You have a input 1, input 2, input 3. You have output 1, output 2, output 3. Now if I want to copy data from input to output, input 1 to output 1, input 2 to output 2, and input 3 to output 3, how many data sets I need?
4 data sets.
4 data sets.
How many data sets we need, Srija?
8.
Okay.
8.
Next. Other people please respond. How many data sets we need?
2 data sets.
2 data sets. Okay. So Savita 4, Sharon 2, Ram 8.
Each side 4 data sets.
So total, just ping in chat window, total how many data sets we need? Okay, please go mute and ping in chat window. So I request all of you to ping any questions in chat window. I'll just look into it. It's very disturbing and people are reporting there is a disturbance in the recorded sessions. I really appreciate people who answered 8. Okay, that is the correct answer. Okay, because what is our understanding, what we mentioned. So for pointing to each folder, we need a 1 data set. So total number of data sets, how many we need? 8. So source side 4, target side 4. But how we can able to improve that particular data sets, how we can able to pass dynamically input folder I want to pass at source side, target side I want to pass output. Once that is copied, so for same data set I'll give input 1 and output 1. Next I'll give input 2, output 2. So dynamically I should pass it. So actually if you are going to hard code whatever we learned as of today, as of yesterday, so from that understanding you should answer it as a 8 total, 4 from the source side, 4 from the target side. So but now our goal is yes 4 how we can able to reduce that 4 to 1 at the source side. I want to create only 1 second. I want to create only one source data set. So source DS is only one I am going to create. I'll create a dynamic nature of this data set. What is this dynamic nature of this data set? I'll tell you. Similarly, sync side also I'll create one data set which is also a dynamic, which takes the folder names dynamically one after the another. Clear? Now you understood right what I'm going to do. See, I have not answered how we can able to create a single data set which can able to read input 1, input 2, input 3 and so on. But whatever answer you said, you people answered 8, that is correct. Now what I am saying is instead of creating 8, I'll just create a 2 and I'll create a dynamic content. So people who ever answered 2, they might have some understanding on the Azure Data Factory already, but people who are answered 8, those people are really understood the concept whatever I'm teaching. Okay, so actual concept is total we need 8, but we are going to reduce from 8 to 2 data sets, and we will try to copy all these folders from source to target. How to do this? Before we go and do this, first step 1 I'll create a storage 1. Step 2 I'll create a storage 2. Okay, then I'll create a storage 1 folder. So then I'll create a storage 2 folder. Sorry. So step 3 is I'll create a ADF. Okay, first we will create storage 1, storage 2, Azure Data Factory. Okay, let me first complete the step 1. Step 1 is create storage 1, storage 2 and ADF. Let me go into the portal. I'm here. How to find the storage account? All the services in portal, how we can able to find? You can search here also, storage accounts. Click on storage accounts, create storage account, come down, create new. So what you can do is, this is Cloud Pandit Lab 4. Sorry, Cloud Pandit -RG4. Click OK. Storage account name, what you can do is Cloud Pandit 4 storage 1. Okay. So as you know, remaining steps I'm leaving as this. Click East US. As you have seen, storage 1 can be one region, storage 2 can be another region, ADF can be somewhere else. Okay, no issues. You will not have any issues. Okay. So now what I created. So we explained all these steps. Okay. So I hope everybody know all these steps. So storage 1 is getting created. Now I'll just open one more tab. Go to the first tab. I'll create the storage account 2. Again, you just search for the storage accounts here. Go to storage accounts, create storage account, come down. So you can say here Cloud Pandit. Okay, you can say here Cloud Pandit RG4. Okay, storage account name Cloud Pandit 4 storage 2. Okay, then click review plus create. So I hope everybody know who are attending my session. So storage 1, storage 2 we just created. Let's move on to the again portal. Sure, I'll show you tomorrow because I already created. We will see tomorrow. Okay, very simple. That you just have you tested that? Now who is asking this question? Divya, have you tested that? Now then you try it. No, you are just working, right? So it will work. Okay, if you have messaged earlier, I would have done it. That's fine. That's because the real time scenario is that is not going to happen. That's why. So this is the research group 4 and the Cloud Pandit 4 ADF. Okay. Just click git configuration, configure git later. As I mentioned, code will be generated. Yesterday I have shown you where the code is getting generated. That code you can able to move it into the other environment using this. Because I am logging into the another tab, that's why it is asking me to log in. If I have only one account, it will not ask, but I have a multiple accounts. So in another tab, do you want to log in with the same account or different account? It is asking Anish Singh. Clear? Okay, so now we completed the step 1. That is, we created storage 1, we created storage 2, and then we created the Azure Data Factory. All of you clear till here? Okay. So storage 1, storage 2, ADF files I created. Now I am opening storage 1. Go to storage 1. Go to resource. Where I need to go here? I need to go to containers. Inside container, you just click container. You need to give your input. Just click container again. Say input 1. Okay. Click here. So next, click container. Give input 2. Click container again. Give input 3. Okay. Click here. Input 1, input 2, input 3. Okay. Similarly, go to storage 2, go to resource, go to containers, click container. Here also you can just give output. Click container, output 1, create it, output 2, create it. No, 1 second. Go to container, output 3, create it. Okay. Now source side. So step 2 is finished. I just created the all containers at the storage 1. Now inside storage 1, I have input 1, input 2, input 3. I want to upload some data into each of these folders. Now come here, go into this. Now you can just upload any type of file, doesn't matter. So what you can do is you just upload. You can just upload any type of files. So 4 files I'm uploading into storage 1. It can be a other type of files also. You want to see, let me upload some other type of files also into this. CSV I just uploaded, right? Similarly, let me upload some JSON files if you want. Okay, click upload. JSON and CSV both are there in the input content. Now I'm going into the input one. Just upload. Click on this. Just let's say go back to the CSV. Go back to the input 3. Upload. Click on this. Just upload some CSV files randomly, not required. Okay. Some files randomly I'm uploading into source folders. Okay, so all the source folders are having some data now. So now what I have storage 1. Inside storage 1 I have input 1, input 2, input 3. In storage 2 I have a output 1, output 2, output 3. So 3 folders I have this side. So I have a 1 folder this side. Okay, so this is a we just set up all these things. Now what is the next step we need to do? What is the next step?
Create link service.
We need to open the Azure Data Factory. Please go mute. We need to open the Azure Data Factory. Come to Azure Data Factory because our source and target is very clear. We have set up all the source and sync now. I'm opening the Azure Data Factory. How many linked services I need today?
Two linked services.
Oh my God, Sri Lakshmi, why we need 8 linked services? Srija, why we need 8 linked services? Sri Lakshmi, Srija, Anish Singh, what you people are answering? Raghu, Vijay, Rampali, Divya, why 4, 8? Oh, so many linked services. Why do you need? So example, I'll give you a simple example. So yesterday we discussed here, okay, doesn't matter, right? See, first time we discussed all this flow. In this flow, if you look at here, once you connected, you can create as many data sets as you want. You can read any type of file. Why you need to, so if you want to read a table one connection, if you want to read a table 2, one more connection, if you want to read a table 3, one more connection, do we really need those many connections? Example, you want to send some tour photos from your mobile to your friend mobile. How many times? So for first photo, to send a first photo, you log in into your mobile, you will send a first photo. For sending a second photo, you will come out, again log in into the mobile, again you will send it. Third time, again you will come out from your mobile, log in, again send it. Will you do like that? Or once you log in, you will select all the source and you will send it once. Whenever you have a one storage, one connection is enough. Doesn't matter how many files, how many folders, how many tables you are reading. For any storage, one connection. Okay, for storage, one connection. How many storages we are using today? We are using 2 storages. We need only 2 connections. Similarly, when you have a 2 databases, how many connections we need? When you have a 2 databases, how many connections we need? 2. Anish, you understood. Sri Lakshmi, you understood. And Srija, all of you got the clarity now at least. You need to be very clear on these things. Basics are very, very important. Okay, that's why I'm going a little bit slow. Once you understood these basics and all, later you will be able to understand very, very quickly. Okay. Now, what I'm doing, so I need to go to Azure Data Factory. We need to create 2 linked services. So example, you said 4 linked services, right? So I'm going to the blob storage. Okay, ls blob. Okay, let's say storage 1. This is a storage one. So subscription is this, and I'm creating a connection to Cloud Pandit for storage 1 test connection. Okay, let's imagine you created this. Okay, you created for the storage 1 linked service, you created the connection. Now let's say you said 8 means 4 for the source, right? So let's say you want to create 4 linked services for the storage 1. So what is the difference in creating the storage? So you are using same account key to connect to the same account. So there is no use, right? Because you are following same steps. So you already with the same configuration, already connection is available. Why you need to get 4 more connection just for reading a input to one connection, input one connection, input to one connection? Do you really need it with same configuration? No. We can reuse the same linked service. Clear? Rampali, Divya, you got it? Monica, Srisha, Srilakshmi, Prudvi, Manti joined or wait? Manti, are you there? Are you able to understand? Srini, PL, Shweta, Shiva, Shima Gaude, everybody understood, friends? Very good. Okay, fine. Let me. So why I need to create? So you may ask now, can I use the same connection for connecting to the storage too? No. The reason is, in this connection, we have selected the storage 1, meaning you can always connect to only this storage 1, Cloud Pandit 4. But to connect to the Cloud Pandit 4 storage 2, you need to establish a another connection that is mandatory. Okay, so select the subscription. What is the storage name? Cloud Pandit for storage 2. Okay, so you no need to test it. Create. Now, as I mentioned, we are going to create 8 data sets, but I'm not going to create 8 data sets. I'm going to create 2 data sets. Okay, so the heart of today's session is just now I'm starting. Okay, very important. Okay, very important concept I'm starting now. So instead of 4 data sets, I'm creating only 2 data sets. How it is possible? So first, step 1, please look at here. Step 1 is click on data set, click new data set. That is a step 1. You need to create a data set. Step 2 is you need to identify for which storage you want to connect. You want to read data. Okay, so I want to read data from the storage. Okay, so you need to select your storage which you want to read. You may ask, what are the other things that we can able to read? We have a databases, other things also. You can able to read data from anywhere. But our goal is, I just clicked on data sets, click here, click new data set. I know my data is there in blob storage. Select blob, click Azure blob storage. What type of files we have? You can choose CSV, but remember you have a different types of files, Excel, zip, and other types of files. You use binary. Binary will take any data from source and write it into target. Okay, but binary will not convert files from CSV to Park and all those things. Okay, now I'm just considering the binary. Let's consider. Okay, binary. Very careful observe. Okay, so this is a DS. Okay, underscore blob storage 1. Okay, this data set for which storage? Storage 1. So next one is you need to select the storage 1 connection. What is this? ls underscore blob storage 1 means what? It's a connection linked service. Now what we generally do, you will browse it, you will select input folder and input 1 or input 2, input 3. Don't select anything because I need to pass input 1, input 2, input 3 dynamically. That's why. So second step, very important one, you need to remember, you should not hard code any container name here. You should not hard code any container name here. Got it? All of you got it? Click OK. What I have done, I simply, so I'm just recreating because this is very important. So click on data set, new data set. I need to read data from the blob storage. In blob storage, I have multiple folders. That's why Azure blob storage. Any type of thing you can select. If you have CSV, select CSV. But if you think I have a combination of different file formats, you use binary. Okay. Now, this is the data set name. You can give it a blob for storage 1. This is the linked service. Okay. Now, instead of browsing and selecting one container, don't give any container name. So don't make mistakes here. Okay, I'm repeating these many times because this is important. Don't select any container directory, just click OK. So now we finished 3 steps. Step 1, we clicked on create data set. Step 2, we have chosen the blob storage. Step 3 is we have chosen binary type. Step 4 is, okay, let me write it. Okay, very important. Okay, that's why. Click create data set, select blob storage, depends on your source. Okay, so basically this is a generic point I'm writing. Third one is select file format. So file formats will be there. If it is storage. Okay, if it is a storage, you need to select the file format. Fourth step is don't, okay, here give data set name, select linked service, and don't select any folder. Okay, don't select any folder. Till here 4 points we completed. Now what is the fifth step is very careful. You may have multiple data sets here. Okay, you may have multiple data sets. I want to create some parameters on this particular data set. How to create parameters on data set? Click on this data set. Now are you seeing something parameters when you click on this here? Yes or no? Yes. Go to see second step here. After clicking on data set, go to parameter. Second step. Third step is click new to create a one parameter. This is DS dataset parameter for taking the source container. For taking the source container. This is the name of the parameter. Got it? This is the name of the parameter. Now what I want to do. So let's say if I say input for this, if I assign input to this parameter, that input should be passed to here. If I given input 1 to this parameter, that should go as input 1 here. How it is possible? How this parameter can able to pass the value which I am giving to this example? If I give a chocolate to this person will take that chocolate and give it to this person. Okay. Simple. Let's say you want to send one of the object from Bangalore to Hyderabad. So you are going to give it to some vehicle. Okay, that vehicle person will pass that to the location where you want to send it. Okay. Similarly, this is the kind of a vehicle. This parameter is nothing but a kind of a vehicle which takes the source. So from where you want to send. So whatever you want to send, you can just give it to this particular parameter. That parameter takes that value and send it to wherever you want to send. I want to send it to here. How you can able to send it is click add dynamic content. You see here, this is a parameter. Okay, just select this. This is a parameter. Click OK. Now what happens? Whenever you have given some value, that value will come here. Whenever you give some value, that value will come here. Got it? Got it?
Clear.
Now, are we passing only the folder name? Or are we passing file name?
Folder name.
Only folder.
Only folder name. When the source is selected with only container or folder, will copy activity works or not? It will not work. Copy activity will not work until unless you enable the wildcard file option. How many of you remember that? Wildcard file option. You need to enable, isn't it? All of you clear on that point, or you want me to show? I'll show you. Okay, no issue. But this is clear to all of you, or any doubts on dataset 1?
Sir, clear till here. Can you show the wildcard once?
Yes, wildcard will come after this. Okay, that I'll show you anyhow. Okay. Now this is a storage 1. Similarly, I need to create a storage 2. Okay, let me just note down the points that we created. Select datasets on which you want to create parameters. Okay, parameters. Next, sixth step is go to parameters tab and create number of parameters that you want. So now we need to pass only container name. So that's why we are just passing that. Next, seventh one is number of parameters you want and pass parameter name in the container. Okay, next one is basically go to connections tab and pass parameter name in container box. Okay, so 7 steps we did for the source dataset. Same steps we need to do for the target dataset. Now you see, click new dataset. Okay, let me ask somebody to take me through the steps. Prudvi, tell me how to create a target dataset with similar steps. I need to create a parameterized dataset for storage 2 also, because storage 2 side also I have output 1, output 2, and so on. So tell me, 1 second, Prudvi, I think you understood. Rampali, Divya, you said you want to repeat. Can you just tell me whatever points you remember so that I'll tell you wherever you got stuck? Tell me, Divya, what is the step one?
We need to click on dataset.
Okay, click on dataset.
A new dataset.
New dataset. Please, rest of the people go mute. Okay, next.
Blob storage.
Blob storage. Okay.
Binary or any file.
Binary. Okay, good. Next.
And DS blob of dataset.
Okay, storage 2. Good. Next.
Link service storage 2. LS blob.
Storage 2. Good. Very good. Next.
Here we shouldn't create a file path. We should click
Very
on
good.
parameter.
We should not select any container name, because if you say output, always this will take output. If you are going like this, we need 8 data sets. What we are trying to do, we are trying to pass output 1, output 2, output 3, and so on dynamically. So that's why don't select anything, then click OK. Next, Divya. Next.
We need to click on parameters.
Now, first, you need to select which data set.
Select the storage 2. Storage 2. We need to select
data.
storage 2 data set.
Okay, parameter.
And then
Next.
click on parameters. Create new.
Okay.
Here I didn't get it.
Param for sync container. Sync container. Now where you need to go to
connection. And we
you
need
need
to give
to
that name.
the container name here, add dynamic content, select this sync container. That's all. Okay.
Got it.
Now what we have created is parameterized data sets we have created, meaning, so for this in storage data set 1, you can give input, storage 2 data set you can give output. So the data will be copied from input to output. How? Now let's go to pipeline, create a pipeline. I hope everybody know. Now use the copy activity to bring this particular copy data into here. Okay, now I have my copy data. What you want to do? This is my source. Okay. So what is my sync? Storage 2 is my sync. Okay. I'm repeating this point again. Please look at here. I'm deleting this. So create a new pipeline. Copy. See here, you can just expand this. Otherwise, you can also search for copy data. Drag and drop that copy data activity here. You choose your source data. Which one is your source? Storage 1. Which one is your storage 2? Data sync data set storage 2. Now, when you go to storage 1, is it asking the container name? Yes. Now I will give the container name as input. Now I will give my sync as output, meaning input data I want to copy into output. That's why source side I'm giving input, sync side I'm giving the output. Source side I'm giving input, sync side I'm giving output. Now if I run it, it will copy data from input to output. But source side, are we selecting a folder or file? Only the container. We are not passing any file name. Whenever you are not passing any file name, you need to tell. So in that folder, you may have JSON files, CSV files, Excel files, other type of file. Do you want to take all the files in the folder? If you want to take all the files in the folder, put star here. Select a wildcard file path, put star to take all the files in the folder. Let's say I don't want to take all the files from the folder. I want to take only star.csv, put star.csv. But at this time, for now, I want to copy everything. So that's why what I'm using? Star. Okay. So now we are done with the lab. So any questions, if anybody have any questions, let me know.
Sir, can you start on this in the source part? Here in the wildcard section, we have wildcard folder path. What is that, sir?
Wildcard file path. Wildcard file path means
Folder.
You are basically
before that.
So wildcard folder path means you want to read only the data from all the folders you want to read, or you want to read the data from let's say what you want is you want to read data only from the sales sales, the folder names which are started.
Basically, it will take folder name.
See, this is a folder name, this is a container name, this is a file name.
File name. Okay. Okay.
Basically, 1 second, let me clear you the doubt.
Okay.
The root folder, we will call it as a container. That is also a folder. Okay, the naming convention is a container. Inside that container, whatever you are creating, that the naming convention is folder. But basically, you can say top one is a root container. Other inside folders, you can call it as a subfolders. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Hi, I have one question. You have
Yes.
mentioned here parameter value is the input. So what
Yes.
is input is? I mean, this is the
See,
input
this is
folder.
the input folder, because what I mentioned here, so you are assigning this input folder name to this dataset parameter. What is dataset parameter? So this is the parameter. So this dataset parameter where you are passing to here. So meaning wherever we exactly have to select the input container, that we are passing dynamically. Now let's say I deleted browser. Let's say I selected hard-coded value. What happens if you hard-coded? You see here, input is coming. So if you browse it and select input 2, it will come a input 2. So instead of hard coding, what we are doing, we are assigning to the parameter. From the parameter, that value I am passing to here. Got it, sir?
Got it, but still you have mentioned the value as a hard-coded input. We have to send a
See, one thing, wait. I need to take you through the step by step, as I said.
Okay.
I cannot show you everything on one day. So today, how to pass manually, I am explaining. Tomorrow, how we can pass these things automatically without touching. See, input, output I am passing. Next, input 1, output 1 I am passing. I don't want to touch at all. Input 1, output 1. Tomorrow, you will see everything will be copied in a single click. It will copy from input to output 1 to output 1, input 2 to output 2, and so on, step by step. Because if I teach everything in single day, you will not be able to understand. That's why I'm taking you through the step by step, because these are very, very basics, important. If you understand these things later, you can play all these things. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you gave input as the folder, right? So container you selected as the parameterization. So that will copy only in the input from input value to the output value, right? Output folder. Is that right?
So inside input folder, whatever files are there, everything will be copied into sync. Yes.
Okay.
So inside
Now
input,
here, as we have 4 folders, input 1, input 2, input 3. So do we have to have 4 copy options there?
No. So first you copy input to output. Okay. Then you change the values again from input 1 to output 1. Okay. So again you run it. So that's what I'm saying. Today I'm going to the step by step.
Okay.
So input to output 1 time I'll run. Input 2 to output 2 1 time I'll run. Input 3 to output 3 1 time I'll run. But tomorrow you'll see on single click, input to output, input 1 to output 1, input 2 to output 2, and so on. Everything will happen at single shot.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Good thing if I explain on same day, you'll not understand. That's why. Okay.
I thought we are doing a parameterization for all the.
Only we are doing, but how these values we can able to pass. If I explain today 100%, everything will confuse. That's why I don't want to take that situation. I want you to understand these parameters. Once you understand these parameters, tomorrow my job is going to be very, very, very easy. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Understood. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Sir, we are doing lab today, like input 1 to output 1, but we can transfer data from input to output 2 or input to output 3 also, right?
Yes. See, 1 second. Let me run it. I think some of the doubts will be cleared. So first I'm running from input to output. Okay. Let's debug. Before I debug, come to Cloud Pandit for storage. See, in output folder, I don't have any content. Now I am running a pipeline. What happens if I run my debug? So we'll see. So it is succeeded. You can also see how many files read 7, how many files written 7, how much time it took 7 seconds. What is the status? What is the run ID? This one. What time copy activity started? All these things also we need to collect. Audit logging we need to implement in EDF. That is nothing but this one. Okay, that we will come to know. But now come to output. Refresh this folder. You see all the 7 files. Okay, JSON and CSV all files came. Now I want to copy data from input 1 to output 1. Input 1 to output 1. So you just change it and again debug. But here today, if you see, whenever I want to copy data from input to output, I am manually changing. Input 2 to output 2, again manually changing and rerun. Tomorrow, I don't want to do that. Everything should be automated. How we can do? Tomorrow we will see. The reason is if I explain everything on same day, you will not be able to understand. Clear? So input 1 to output 1 we passed. Now let's see in output 1 we have data or not. Okay. So now I request all of you don't answer my question. Okay. Let me ask specific people so they should answer. Okay. Fine. My question is very simple. Can I copy data from input to 3 to output to 2? Is it possible to copy or not? Don't answer anybody. Let me ask few people. Okay. Divya, can I copy data from input 3 to output 2?
Yeah, we can. Like we can select
You
single
can tell me.
output or we can copy.
Okay. Monica?
Yes, Malaya, we can copy from anything to anything.
Shreni?
Yes, Malaya, we can do it.
Shweta?
Yeah, we can do.
Samir?
Yes, sir, we can.
Raghu? Rahul? Lakshma Reddy? Pavani? Nagaraju? Mallikarjun? Manish? So everybody answering yes, right?
Yes.
Anybody is there who say no?
Yes.
Shiva, very good. How many of you say no? How you can copy data from input 3 to output 2? We said input 2 to output 2. How you can able to copy? How many of you say no? Very good. Mahesh, Shiva. Next. Very good. I see 3 people. Good. Shiva, Mahesh, Rajintala, Harish. Okay, good. 3 people. Okay. Very good. So Shiva, first let me go one by one. These people said no. Let me check with them. Why no? So Shiva, can you tell me why you thought no? You will not be able to copy. Why you thought you will not be able to copy? Because this is doesn't matter from where to where. So we said our mapping, I said input to output, input 1 to output 1, input 2 to output 2. That is our naming convention will be easy to tell. But why I can't copy data from input 3 to output 2? Why you thought it is not possible? Siva, tell me. It's very clear. You can read data from any folder. You can write data into any folder. What is there with the naming convention doesn't matter. You can copy data from anywhere to anywhere. Why you thought you will not be able to copy data from input 3 to output 2? Shiva.
Yeah, I thought that this data set has been created for
Created for
a source one and a sink one separate, na?
source I create like storage 1 I created one data set, storage 2 I created one data set. So suppose if you want to copy data from input to output 1, you can able to copy. Only thing that you need to do is here you need to say, so source side you need to tell, hey, can you just read data from input 3? Can you write data into output 2? I can simply mention. No need to be input 3 and output 3. It can be input 3 to output 2 as well. Why not? It is possible. Okay, Mahesh. Why you thought it is not possible, Mahesh?
Yes, sir, we can do with naming convention. So,
So it's not dependent on naming convention. Okay, don't depend. So basically, copy activity is not going to dependent on anything. Basically, whatever input you have given, it will simply take the data and write it into the target. Harish, got it now? So you should not confuse. Okay, got it? Harish.
Yes, yes.
Harish, Rijitala.
Naming convention.
Naming convention, see, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter naming convention. So today we are taking input 1, input 2, input 3. The reality is in real time, you will not see these kind of folder. The folders will be cost, transaction, debt, report, sales, orders, something like this, be based on the business. Okay. So financial domain, in retail domain, travel domain, there will be based on the domain, you will have a different types of tables they will create for maintaining the data and they will load it. So you never see a folder with the input. Why we are discussing with the folder names input, it will be easy for understanding. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is it case sensitive? Just a simple, I mean, the name should match exactly, or it will be like capital or small can work?
Very good question. I also not tested. I feel like it's a case sensitive, but we can check that. Okay. Very good question. Input 3. Okay. Input 3, output 2 we can give. Okay. But let's see. Is it? I feel like it's a case sensitive, but we will see. Is it a case sensitive or not? See, it got failed. Why it got failed? You see here. See, input 3 is container name. Input 3 is not available. It is saying. Got it? Clear? Understood. Now I'll change that input 3 to small letters. Input 3. Debug this. So it is succeeded now. We can see we copied data from input 3 to output 2. We can able to see that here in output 2, whether we received say JSON result at XLSX, CSV, 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 and source side. You can go into what is that input 3, right? Input 3. So in input 3, if you see here, Excel files, everything is there. Okay, Excel, CSV, everything. Can we place one more folder in input folder? Yes, you can put one more folder inside a input, but that is basically not possible for the blob storage. When we talk about data lake storage, you can see. But if you want to create any folder inside input, so you're talking about a folder inside a input folder, right? Nested subfolder you are talking about, Mahesh. Siva.
Yes, Malaya.
Yes, you can basically. So if you go to here, let me show you. Sorry. This is input 11 I'm giving. Okay, create it. So under input 11, if you go, you will not have an option to.
Yes,
So
Malaya.
under input 11, we don't have option to create a subfolder. Now, if you want to create a subfolder, there is a other way. That is, when you are uploading your data, just upload your data. So go to advanced. You will see here upload to a folder. So to which folder you want to upload? Let's say subfolder. Okay, upload this. Okay, this you can see it's a subfolder. Okay, under subfolder you can see the CSV files. Okay, now what you need to do, come to here source side. One thing what you can do is you can just anyhow you are passing input 11 here folder. Under that I want to basically read a folder. What folder I want to read? What is that folder? Subfolder. Okay. So you can just give subfolder here. You can give, otherwise you can also give simply here subfolder. Okay, you see where you create subfolder. Okay, I'm just giving the subfolder and I'm trying to copy the data from input 11 and the subfolder. I'm trying to copy into the output 3.
Sir, is it Mr. Malaya, is it?
Don't confuse, because don't try to understand this one. This is basically not required and this will confuse you again.
Yeah,
So
so
whatever we
this
discussed is
This particular is done in ADLS too, isn't it? Hierarchical namespace.
Yes, hierarchical namespace. We have to do there only, but he asked here also it is possible in indirect way. That's why I have just shown him. Okay, but basically we won't do these kind of things in the blob. We do it in the data like see. Those two files are available here.
Okay.
Okay, so
The
that's all for
container will
today.
not have a folder inside it, right?
Container. Yes, yes.
Malay, if you
Container
have,
will not have a container inside it. That's what I thought.
Container inside you will not have a folder in real time. He asked the question that is possible indirectly. I just explained. So that's why I'm telling don't worry about this scenario, whatever I explained. So he asked something, I just explained, that's all. But you no need to understand that scenario, that is not required. Yes, yes, Konra.
Malay, if you have input folder, right? Inside one more, if you have a subfolder, then we have to copy input to we have files in input as well as we have a subfolder as well. So 5 plus 5, we have to copy 10. How can we do that one?
So for that you need to use you no need to use all these things. You have something called sync-side copy behaviors will have. You need to use, I think, what is that flat preserved hierarchy. Preserved hierarchy means, so basically see, no worries, don't try to understand any of these things because these you will not be able to understand at this time. Okay? So now from input containers, I am just copying data into the output. Okay, input to 112, I am copying data into the output double. Okay, just to debug this. What happens, you see, now I just mentioned preserved hierarchy. Oh shit. So output side we have, right? 1 second. 1 second, I'll just tell you one more thing. So other people don't try to understand and don't confuse because these all are not that much important. Okay. So now sync side, what I'm trying to do is I'm creating, see, this is important, output 5. Output 5 is available at the sync side or not available?
Available, sir. No,
Output 5 is not available, but ADF will create automatically if the fold container is not available. You see now that observation everybody should do. Please do it. That observation, please do, friends. Okay, output 5 is not there. Output 5 we are trying to see now. Output 5. Where is output 5? See, output 5, inside output 5 folder came. Folder under that we have a files. So now the question that you asked is, 1 second. Your question is something like this. 1 second, I'll tell you. The question that you asked is, you said under input 1 you have a files. See, all these are advanced, not advanced, but these are basically not useful. I taught in the some batches, but these are not useful content. Okay, because we will not have these kind of scenarios in real life. So inside input 1, you have a files, along with that subfolder is also there. Under subfolder again files are there. Now what I want to do is this entire content as it is, this folder structure, files, everything should be copied into this output 5 container. Output 5 container is not available here. How you can do? Simple, you again debug. Here you are just giving input 1, sync side you are giving output 5. Only change I did is copy behavior is preserved hierarchy, just to debug. So this is succeeded. Now if you come here, refresh this, output 5 is came. So folder came, files are also there. Under folder you will see this. Okay, got it?
Yeah, that folder also came, right? I don't want the folder, I want the files. So that time
only files you want. Okay,
yes,
if you want only files, what you need to do, you need to choose the other type of copy behavior.
Okay.
Yes, yes, tell me, friends, because this is not important. You simply asking, I need to answer, but not useful content, this one. So flatten hierarchy, you can use, okay, debug. Yes, tell me.
How can we just copy some data, not whole folder, like two files or one file, two files, three files from different name.
Tomorrow evening you will come to know. Okay, tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening means after tomorrow session you will come to know a lot of things.
Oh, thank you.
Malay, do we have class tomorrow?
We created this parameter. Oh my god, what happened? 1 second. Output viable. This is a temporary error. Rerun it. No, not that error. That is temporary error. So basically, you deleted container output file that is not deleted in backend. So that's why it got thrown error. So now it succeeded. You come here, you refresh it. Output file you will be able to see. Under output file, you will see all the data. Yeah, but remember one thing: the file names will be renamed. Okay. Why file names are renamed? Do you understand the issue here? What happens is when you use when you are bringing these files to the same year, let's say credit.csv is here. Under this also credit.csv is there. See, credit.csv is here, credit.csv also there here. So if it is bringing that file also here, there will be a problem. Naming convention issue will come. Okay. So files will be override. That's why all the file names will be renamed when it is a flattened hierarchy. Got it?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Next.
Sir, here we are copying.
Yeah, Divya, tell me.
Here we are copying entire files of input 1 to output 1, but we can copy one file of input 1 to one file to input 2, right?
You can copy. See, the use case you need to understand. First thing is simply you people are asking this question, but what is the business scenario? See, business scenario simply how you are thinking. Okay, this is a file. This file you copy. No, that will not be the case. The business use case how it will be is. So maybe a folder is there. Under folder, I have a file which came cust underscore 20 22 0101.csv. This came on January 1st. This came on January 2nd. Okay, this came on January 3rd. So they will tell you. So this file came on January 2nd, January 3rd. So can you just bring the latest file which came on January 3rd? Okay, otherwise, let's say now this month if you consider 06, so 08, 09, 10 if they take, they'll tell, can you just bring the today file, whatever is loaded into this folder. So you need to bring that folder. Such type of business use case will be there. But whatever use cases you are telling, those will not be existed in the real time. So those are just, I can answer those things. Tomorrow you will come to know anything that you want to do, you can able to do tomorrow with tomorrow session. Okay, because tomorrow we are going to create some kind of a mapping file. So that mapping file, why we are creating that mapping file, so if you understand, you can able to understand anything. So you just have to create that mapping file for anything that you want. Okay, so most of your questions will be answered tomorrow. Okay, next.
Malaya, is it possible that the file automatically names as we would want, as you have written here regarding the
Yes,
date?
that is also tomorrow. That is also tomorrow.
Okay.
So basically what you want is, so you are expecting like this, right? Let's say, so in input container, there is a file called cust.csv that I want to load it into output as a custout.csv, right?
With the date. So generally, from the input, any of the source which I've connected, that should come in a folder which is in this month 2022 06 in the folder, as that timestamp or the date stamp should also be there. So next month it should create a folder, and whatever my source is, it should go sit in the
source. Okay, 1 second. So you said basically we have an input folder, let's say cust.csv. Basically in output, under output you want to create a 2022 06 10th folder. Under 10th folder, you want to load this as a cust out.csv, or you want to say cust 2022 06 10.csv, something like this you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
This we can do it. So I can show you now also, because these all things I can able to explain to you tomorrow, because tomorrow you will be able to understand very easily. Otherwise, see, I'll quickly show you. That is very simple one only. So I'll quickly show you. So you need to use some dynamic content to generate such type of dynamic things. Okay, format data. So what you want? You test now. So basically, what I want is yyyy/mm/dd. Okay, see, I just generated some folder structure. Now I'm trying to load data from input 1 to output 6. But is it really going to load data directly under output 6, or is it going to create a subfolders under output 6? We will see. A lot of things we can do. Okay. So it is succeeded. Now you come here. What is the folder we created?
Output 6.
Output 6. Under output 6, you can see 2022 06 10. So files came. All these 3 files came. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if you want to rename, that also possible. I'll tell you tomorrow session.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
File also you can do. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Anything. So in real time, one more thing. In real time, we always store data like this only, year, month, day wise. Source type. So example, you will have a global. Under global, if it is a sales data, sales. Under that, you will have year, month, day. Under that, you will have actual data you load for that particular day. So in real time, you will maintain folder structure, something like this. Okay, remember. Okay, so that's all for today, friends. I request all of you to practice the lab. Okay, that is very important today lab. So please confirm whoever is done, and remember tomorrow we have a session sharp at 6:30. We will have a session 6:30 to 7. As I mentioned, every day we will have a doubt clearance. Whenever I am not available, I'll let you know. But 6:30 to 7, I want to take the question, because we have made. Oh, 1 second. Let me stop the recording.